Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Director Watch, an Awards Watch podcast that attempts to get inside the mind of cinema's greatest auteurs, explore what drives them, and maybe we go on a few unrelated tangents along the way. I'm Ryan McQuade, the executive editor here at Awards Watch, and joining me as always is my dance partner, my co-host, Juliette Binoche.
I would not have expected for Claire Denis to make a movie based on the credit sequence from 40-Year-Old Virgin. But here we are. Let the Sun Shine In. A very interesting film for sure. A lot to talk about, even though there's not a lot going on in the movie. It's an interesting little thing we got going on here.
Jay,
Let's talk about middle-aged sadness.
I was going to say, Jay, that would be a very short movie for us to cover on this series.
What, the end credits of?
A 40-year-old virgin?
No, it's inspired by that.
Oh, it's inspired by that. Oh, okay.
It was like when somebody watched Un Chien Andalou and they were like, oh my gosh, my entire perspective of art has changed. That was what 40-Year-Old Virgin was for Claire Denis.
Okay, that's fair, I guess.
Do you think French people like 40-Year-Old Virgin?
I mean, it's got sex in it, so
they like
probably.
Sex comedies.
They like sex. You know, they invented it, essentially. That's what they tell you.
Oui.
Literally. Oui, indeed.
I'm gonna
cut
that out. Cut that out.
No, we're keeping it in. We're keeping it in now. Yes, we're talking about the penultimate episode in our Claire Denis series, Let the Sun Shine In, with an old familiar name as the lead actress here today, Jay.
Star of Chocolat. That the other one.
The other Chocolat, star of the Kieslowski series that we covered last year.
Yes.
Juliette Binoche is the lead actress here. Aren't you excited about that?
Julie B.
Julie B.
Very, very excited. Wonderful actress.
How you been? How you doing?
Yeah, I've been great. Just watching some Claire Denis films and mostly catching up on 2025 movies.
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy, continuing to do that.
Well, we did give a little bit of insight. Have you watched anything since the last episode that you that you liked or maybe didn't like?
Well, we already talked Wicked, which I loved. Obviously,
number one fan.
Don't come at me, Wicked fans.
Are you scared of the Wicked fans, Jay?
No, bring it on, Wicked fans.
Yeah. So why don't you just say your truth?
I ain't scared of you. That movie's garbage. That's one of the worst movies of the year.
Easily? What's the worst movie of the year?
The one that's popping into my head is Captain America: Brave New World.
Did you finish it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Because I know you had watched like half of it.
Second half doesn't improve.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
The worst movie of the year for me is Holland. You know what Holland
I didn't
is?
see that one because you said it was so bad.
The Mimi letter. Well, you saw Fresh, right?
Yes, I saw Fresh.
And you didn't like it
A
either?
movie that I was like, there's something here, but it doesn't come together.
Yeah. And then this is a movie where I'm like, this is even worse than that one. Because I thought that movie sucked. And this movie, just abominable. Absolutely.
No. Actually, the answer is Electric State.
I never saw Electric State. You told me not to watch that one. So we do a great job on this show, listeners, of like, we take bullets for each other sometimes. Like, and Jay, I believe you watched that with the father-in-law. So, right? Or did you watch that one on your own?
Just watched that.
Wow. You watched that in your own fucking free will?
Yeah. And I lived.
And they say
heroes
another day. Don't wear capes. You know what I mean? Oh, man.
I am wearing my cape.
There you go. Well, he is. Yeah. Does that get caught when you walk or?
I got to be careful at airports.
Oh, okay. Airports. Jesus. No, you got to be careful on airplanes, right?
Well, when I'm walking on the tarmac.
Oh, okay. But why are you walking on the tarmac?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. I'm like, maybe I shouldn't ask that question. Yes, we're here to talk about Let the Sun Shine In, a really interesting film, and
it's a weird one.
It's an interesting one. I wouldn't call it weird. Why is it weird?
It's just
Okay.
I don't
Well,
know. Maybe we'll talk about it.
it's one we've seen.
It's
Yes.
one we've seen.
I haven't seen it in a long time. I popped in the Criterion. Did you pop in the Criterion?
No, I do not have this one on
So you just
Criterion.
rented it or you have Criterion channel? How'd you watch it?
How did I watch this one? Might have just rented it.
You don't have Criterion channel?
Uh, no, I think mine just expired. I should have re-upped when it was on sale for Black Friday.
Wait a minute. Do you do monthly or yearly subscriptions to
I
things?
do annual, but I'm trying to like figure out what I use and what I don't right now. I'm in a little bit of an audit. I'm in my audit era,
Well, yeah. I mean, do you
and
use
so right now I'm sort of
Jay, do you use Netflix or do you
we're
use
gonna have to keep
HBO?
Netflix. We need to keep Netflix. We're gonna keep HBO.
Okay.
Um, and when they come together, which thank God. I don't know how that's going to work. Is HBO Max going to still be its own thing, but it's just owned by Netflix? That doesn't make sense to
We're
me.
gonna
That
have
doesn't seem
about
like what they would
I
want to do.
mean, who knows that it even makes the deal because like there's talk that Paramount's trying to do a hostile takeover. So who knows? Honestly, if like I know Paramount and Ellison and all of them, they're terrible. But if anybody needs this merger to happen with HBO and Warner Brothers is Paramount because their catalog of movies is like kind of meh. Their IP is terrible. Their app, the Paramount Plus app or whatever, fucking sucks.
I'm actually a little bit of a P plus defender.
You would be a P plus defender. That interface sucks.
Oh no,
You
the app itself is bad.
you can't
The
find
catalog I think
anything.
is okay.
The catalog's fine,
It takes too long to find
but
stuff.
they even admitted
Rugrats in Paris.
themselves, Jay, that the catalog isn't strong.
You think
You
Claire
know,
Denis likes Rugrats in Paris?
we yeah. No, but that's why they want to buy it because they know what Warner Brothers has in terms of IP. And then, yeah, I think that they would just move all their Paramount stuff over to HBO and rename it something. Um, but alas, right now
Yeah, the HBO branding is way more valuable than
well, it's
Paramount.
what I was telling Eric.
Warner.
I said that either side of this deal is bad because for Paramount side of it,
Any consolidation is bad. Like it's just
any
bad. We're gonna
consolidation
get
is
less
bad.
movies. It stinks.
But what happens here is with Paramount is you have is the television side of things, Jay, which I know you don't give a shit about. But
Landman.
the television side of things becomes worse because he would own the majority of news networks, and
Oh yeah, you would have CNN and CBS.
he would have
and
essentially be able to create for Trump a like Trump run media in the on the
when are we
national
getting
media.
Barry Weiss on the show, by the way?
Fucking never, because fuck that lady. But then yeah, he would own also in the sports world as well. He'd own some of that, he'd own Turner and all that other crap. So the TV side, and he'd own Showtime and HBO. It would be a mess. But he's willing to do the theatrical model because he's a big movies guy. Like he's worked with Cruise before. His daughters worked with like small independent films before. So they are big movie, and they have good relationships with the movie studios, Ellison. So like that's why like Big Jim, you heard him advocating for Ellison to get it. And
He
so
does seem
that would have
like
worked.
there is something. I hate to use the word pure in relation to the Ellisons at all.
Yes.
Um,
Be careful with those words. Yes.
their intentions. I mean, they are on. They're in a weird spot right now because they clearly are just throwing money around just to show
Just
that they
for
can,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
they're trying to one up everybody. But also, they do have an honest to God history of advocating for
The
film.
theatrical experience.
Yeah.
And then of course Netflix, we all know they actually do a really great job with their television. But they would destroy the theatrical
You know what I
model
want?
as
I
always.
want to turn on The Wire, and I want to hear that dun dun.
You want to hear Tadum?
Netflix dun dun. I want that Netflix dun dun.
Well, if anything is an indication of how shows are getting transferred over to HBO, clearly what's going on with Mad Men
That is hysterical.
it's been the funniest fucking thing. I
Why
haven't
did that
watched any of
happen?
it. I don't know. They just got the rights and they upgraded it on the 4K, and but the transfers have been terrible because they haven't gotten rid of any of the background people
Well, see,
in
now
these
that's the
episodes.
part that I don't understand.
But then there was like one of the, I think it was like the first or second season. The eighth episode's audio is on the ninth episode, and the ninth episode's audio was on the eighth episode. And so the audio has been moved around a bunch. So yeah, it's a complete shit fire, you know?
And I know Netflix mentioned keeping the movies in theaters in the event that they do acquire Warner.
Bullshit.
That would fade away
I don't buy it.
quickly. And physical
Jay's
media,
Mr.
it's a physical
Cynical.
media disaster.
It is because the Warner archive is wonderful. I mean, their movies, Warner Brothers does a great job with their movies in general too for physical media.
They're one of the best physical media companies.
Yeah, it's like them and Universal, I think, are the two best.
Universal does good stuff
And
as far as like major studios.
as far as major studios and upgrading their old catalog, you know what I
Right.
mean? And doing 4K restorations of an
Jaws
anniversary.
4K.
Yeah, but like
Incredible.
anniversary, stuff like I think the Matrix one is always is really great, and Warner Brothers has that. They're always willing to upgrade something old within their catalog, and in this case, I don't think there would be an incentive to do it. I mean,
Well, no,
unless
that's their whole model is you have
is
to come to our app to watch our stuff.
yeah, and I mean like you'd have to watch, I remember watching The Killer in theaters. And I remember seeing that Fincher film and I was like, God, this looks really good. And then I watched it at home with the wife. And because of what is it, the compression, right? Is that what
Yeah, the audio or the video compression. Yeah,
it
it's really
fucking
dark.
was
That's a
so
pretty dark
dark,
movie.
you know?
Dark stuff is hard on streaming.
There was the one scene where he's fighting the guy in the like Miami house or whatever, right? With
Hmm.
the dog sequence, you know?
Right.
And I couldn't see shit. And
Yeah. In
I was so angry because I was like, and Megan's like, why? This looks great. I'm like, no, it does not. Trust me, this does not look good in
and then
comparison to the theater.
4K. Yeah, I mean, if you get the HDR on the 4K, you get those blacker blacks and
Yeah,
whiter whites. It can look amazing. But then when you get that compression, it's a
it's
killer.
it's a kill. It literally is a
It's
killer.
a killer.
You know. By the way, I heard somebody like recently say that a really good point about like the thing about like why Warner Brothers did such a great job this year with these movies was they invested into these filmmakers, but they still were watching over them, making sure they weren't going like full carte blanche, but with part of them along the process. And then you hear like Netflix just gives out a blank check and says, "Go make the movie. We don't care. We'll just let you go hog wild." And then somebody was making the argument of like, "Oh well, yeah, the streamers didn't learn that from Scorsese and like Killers of the Flower Moon and The Irishman are part of that problem of why streamers just let people do whatever they want." And I was like, one, those are great movies, but two, like that's not the problem here. The problem is that these movies they've killed the mid-budget film, right, Jay? Like I
Well, I
think the
mean,
streamers have killed the
I
mid-budget
don't
film,
think
and it's not
they
going to be about
definitely
like control. It's going to be about just we're going to see like what you said. We're going to see
they look
fewer
over
and fewer of
people's
these
shoulders
movies.
a lot now, unless
Who?
it's like a certain kind of filmmaker.
Well,
Netflix is
yeah,
like mandating that it looks a certain way and fits the oeuvre
it
of
looks.
Netflix,
That's the thing I'm
and that
worried about. Is
people
these
can
movies are
watch
going to look
it. People can
terrible.
watch it without paying attention to it and still understand. So they're just explaining the plot to you
I
verbally
I think that
every
there's a
10
reason
minutes.
why Netflix didn't want to work with Scorsese because he made The Irishman and he didn't make The
Well,
Departed. He made a
for
drama.
for
You
a
know,
decade, Netflix genuinely was a really valuable ally of auteur cinema, and
maybe
they're
not.
just
Yeah.
they've stopped doing that. Um,
Well, I
net,
mean,
net
I wouldn't say that all the way.
in the same to the same degree that they had
They
done
just
before.
released like Del Toro's Frankenstein. I know you may not like the film, but he is an auteur.
No,
Baumbach's an
I mean,
auteur.
yes,
Bigelow's an
he did
auteur.
that. He did
You know
that.
what I mean? They work with Linklater a ton. Like,
It's
they
not like it used to be.
no, I mean, they're not the movies are quality is probably not the same, but every year they've got only about 4 or 5 films that they actually give a shit about, and then the rest of them are gobbledygook.
The
And
Year I Turned Pretty.
yeah,
Tall
the
Girl. Year I Turned Pretty might be Amazon. Apologies.
no, that you're talking about the Kissing Booth. That's what you're
Oh,
thinking
well,
of.
I love the Kissing Booth series.
But then also movies like Electric State and
Also, they just care a lot more about shows.
the what is it? What is that? What are those movies that you really love on Netflix that are
Oh,
trash
Chris
movies?
Hemsworth?
Yeah, the Extraction movies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
See, that's
So
what
like,
Netflix should be doing is that stuff.
yeah, they should be doing more just like middle of the road action movies that just don't get made anymore, but they all look like shit. But the Extraction ones look good.
No,
Okay, well, I don't know what to tell you then at this point.
I'm not
But
sitting here saying they're masterpieces, but they're
no, but
fun.
even like watching Frankenstein, which is a movie I like, I don't love, and I know you don't like it. It does have a Netflix look to it, doesn't it?
It does not look nearly as good as I typically think of
Del
Guillermo del
Toro's.
Toro
Yeah,
films looking.
I mean, like I understand like Pinocchio because that's like an animated movie, but like this, there is a little bit of that. What do you call it? The Netflix what? The shine?
The Sheen, baby.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of that there as well. But
It
anyway,
I really miss Netflix being a great source of documentaries.
well, they still do documentaries.
Not like they used to.
No, they have like 3 or 4 documentaries this year. I just think that you haven't watched any of them.
No, no, but they're like boring documentaries. I mean, they have the body cam one.
They have The Perfect Neighbor. They've got Cover Up, which they bought from the film festivals. They've
I
got they've
miss
got some stuff. You're talking about
no,
like you want like a docu-series is what you're saying.
no. I want like
What?
Dick Johnson is dead. That's the kind of crap I want. Like
Okay, well that's
really.
what The Perfect Neighbor is this
No,
year.
it's not.
It's just their one-off this year. Like
No,
that's
no. They used to have like 2 or 3 of those every year that were really interesting and broke through, and now they don't anymore.
okay. Now you're just, have you watched those? Have you watched Perfect Neighbor?
Yeah, I watched Broken Neighbor. It's good,
Okay.
quite
So
good.
you just didn't like it
No, I
as
like
much
it.
as Dick
It's just
Johnson
not. It's
instead.
just not. Yeah, it's not nearly as interesting.
Yeah, and that's how it happens some years. It's like some years they have
Nah, it's
that
been that way
movie.
for years. Documentaries have been down recently.
I think documentaries have just been down in general. Oh, it's
Well,
not a
that
Netflix
maybe
problem.
that's it. Maybe it's not a Netflix thing. Maybe it's just the documentaries are down.
When was the last great documentary you watched?
Um.
Minding the Gap?
God, that was a long time
That's like
ago.
8 years ago at this point.
Did Dick Johnson is Dead come out after that?
Yeah, that's 2020.
Okay,
That's a
then that
great
one.
movie.
Yeah,
What
I
else?
guess.
Well, I love Dahomey, but you never watched it. So
No,
that
I haven't
counts for
seen
me.
that.
You really should watch it. It's like 70 minutes.
See if I can make time. That sounds like T. That sounds like TV to me.
Uh Jesus Christ, what's wrong with you? Are you watching any TV?
No, of course not.
Jay, would I interest you in watching Heated Rivalry?
Heated Rivalry, is that a Heat making of documentary?
No, it's not. Jay, do you know what Heated Rivalry is?
No.
It is a the gay hockey show that's on
Oh, I've seen
HBO.
that pop up on yeah, is it
Oh,
HBO?
you've seen it pop up, huh?
I saw
Like,
it advertised.
oh, just advertised. You haven't seen clips online for it, have you?
No.
Okay.
Is it a very
Uh,
erotic gay hockey show?
yeah, you want to watch that?
I mean, I'll put it on the queue.
You and the wife
I mean,
put the kid
yeah.
away. I think it would be interesting. I want actually
I
you
still have
to.
to watch The Sopranos. I think the gay hockey show is a little down the list of stuff I need to watch.
I don't know. It's probably on par. Uh, no, I honestly would want you to watch that show, and listeners are going to be like, Ryan, this is what you wanted them to watch the show for.
Is this
I want you to watch it because of
do
the
people
editing.
like it?
Oh, people love it.
Do they really?
Well, it's based off a popular book series, which the book series from my wife telling me this. The book series was fanfic inspired by this woman loving Steve Rogers and Bucky Barnes, and
This
and
is off
want,
to a terrible start.
and wanting to make gay fanfic for him, But then she's also,
I'm standing on the stock exchange right now. Sell, 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 sell,
but
sell.
she's a really big hockey fan, and the books actually do a really good job, supposedly, of explaining hockey and everything. The show has abandoned the idea of hockey in general, because for more of the character stuff. But essentially, it is about a Russian hockey player and a Canadian hockey player, and they both come into the league at the same time. And
Oh, it's like
there's
Rocky Four.
there's a mutual attraction, and so it spends like the first there's only 3 episodes, but it's a 6 episode season. And so the first 2 episodes are like the first 4 years of their career, and it's like almost like, what if Larry Bird and Magic Johnson uh were gay, um and and came into the league at the same time, and sort of had mutual attraction, and they're sort of opposites of one another, and there's there's the amounting pressures of both of these young athletes while also trying to keep the secret alive. And then the third episode happens, which is mostly what the second book is, honestly. Like, so this show is based off of the second book. The first book is based off of these other two characters, which is another gay hockey player in the same league that's older than the two, and he falls in love with like a barista. And so that is the, like, it's almost like, how like in The Last of Us they had that episode with Nick Offerman, and
I stopped listening like 2.5 minutes ago. What are you talking about?
God damn it, Jay, I'm explaining this to you.
I also don't watch The Last of Us.
Okay, so but you know that, like,
I am
there was
familiar with the idea of that episode.
Yeah, like where there's a bottle episode. So this one sort of kind of feels like that too, where it's away from the main storyline. And there's only 3 episodes. That episode's actually very good. I think that that's a very, very good episode. The other 2 episodes are good, but they feel like they're edited specifically to be clips for TikTok. And so I kind of would love to hear
sold.
I would love to hear your thoughts on just the structure of it. I don't know if like the next 3 episodes they're going to keep that up, but yeah, it's mostly done in like segments, and then like black screen of like 6 months later, and then like black screen 6 months later. And it's like, this is kind of an editing nightmare, but I wanted to, I was like, I wonder if Jay would watch this just for the editing purposes of the show. But yes, you should totally watch The Sopranos, because that is another just wonderful gay show,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, I'm glad we got that out of the way.
How was your experience rewatching Let the Sun Shine In? Let's get into that.
Wow, great transition.
And what are your thoughts on the film?
Yeah, Let the Sun Shine In. It is such an interesting film. Being, I feel like my relationship with the film is just kind of, it is a movie that I've watched it. This is the second time I've watched it.
Yeah.
And
by the way, if I butchered anyone out there the heated rivalry synopsis or whatnot, get over it. Anyway, continue.
5 stars.
Yeah, thank you.
You can criticize us in the review itself, but still got to be 5 stars.
Yeah, still got to be 5 stars.
This is the second time I've watched Let the Sun Shine In, and the first time I watched it, I believe it was in theaters. I left just sort of being like, why don't I think that's phenomenal? There's scenes and moments of it that I think are absolutely phenomenal, and parts of it that, certain relationships that I think kind of reach some sort of transcendent truth. But then there's other parts where I just sort of lose a little bit of my attachment to the characters. Binoche's performance at all points is worth the price of admission, and certainly elevates the film. And if in a just world, she would be nominated for basically every performance that she gives, because she really is one of the greats of all time, as we've discussed, both on this series. No, not on this series yet. Have we? I don't know. Whatever. But definitely in the Three Colors episodes that we did. But I just, at the end of the day, cannot fully grab onto this thing. It feels slightly out of reach for me on an emotional level. And I'm trying to think if that's just like a totally personal thing. Maybe I need to be slightly older, like the character in this film. I was kind of curious if that would have an impact on this viewing of the film, as opposed to when I saw it first a handful of years ago. but I still mostly felt the same about it. Um, Gerard Depardieu, greatest face in cinema. Just go ahead and get that out of the way. Looks like a rock monster, but it's a movie I really, really want to love, and I've tried to read some criticism from critics who really, really love it. And even then, I still just can't fully buy into what is being sold, despite the fact that it's always watchable, even if it's, not this blisteringly paced film, obviously, but that's kind of the point. It's about sort of stagnation and trying to find oneself and this idea of self-discovery later in life when you kind of no longer recognize the person that you are. I think about when I think about like looking at myself from the outside, I still probably see a younger version of myself. Um, but eventually that's going to start turning over and it's like I'm no longer the person that I kind of thought I was before. And then, like I go and hang out with my college buddies and I start acting like I did when I was in college and I'm like, "Oh, I'm a different person than I was then." And recognizing and acknowledging that you're in different phases of life and certainly as you have uh relationships that come and go and change you for the better or for the worse. And this idea of will you find the ultimate companionship that you need as a divorcee, which I don't have any experience with, but you don't necessarily have to understand her plight in this story. That connects to me. Just this idea of rediscovering yourself as as you move through different eras of your life. Very Taylor Swift-esque in that way. But it it just doesn't all entirely completely connect for me. But I hope it does for you so that you can convince me, you can talk me into it.
You want me to talk you into this?
Talk me into let the sunshine in.
So I watched this the year it came out and I thought it was fine. Um, but I think Jay, sometimes when you watch a movie, time is always the best thing for some films because, different films may trigger different responses when they come out. And then there's other stuff as well where, you just weren't in the right mindset to really watch it, right? That's happened to you plenty of times, right?
Oh yeah. Speed
And
Racer.
well, I always knew Speed Racer was legitimate, but I can see your point. Is that like sometimes it takes a while. Like Worst Person in the World, for example. Like when I first watched it, I thought that's a
That was one
pretty
that I was all in on when I was a teen.
I was pretty fine. I was like, that was a fine movie. And now I watched it this past year again, and I'm like, I was an idiot.
Worst person in the world, more like best performance of the year.
That year?
Yep.
No, I wouldn't go that far. It was close, very close.
I don't remember what else came out that year, but
I like
what were
Alana
the
Haim
years?
and Licorice Pizza more.
Oh,
Yeah, sorry, that's just me.
I mean, Alana
Uh,
was great, but
I
Renata
like
Reinsvez doing
I like that who's Benedetta actress
um
Virginia F free F,
a Fury.
yeah, Fury, yeah, she's good. There's a lot of
She's
good
good.
performances
I
that
mean,
year.
not on that level, but
Well, you're a big Kristen Stewart and Spencer person.
oh, Spencer, we should do that series.
You want to do the Pablo Lorraine series?
I think it would be very interesting. I would we I do sometimes think that we don't talk about movies we don't like enough.
Okay.
Or interesting movies that we don't like.
Mm.
Because Spencer, I'm like, that is
Why don't you like this?
a Lamborghini with a 1993 Camry engine inside of it. It's just it has everything but the guts.
Yeah. No, no, for sure. For sure. I don't know. I haven't seen Spencer since it came out. I saw it once.
I mean, neither have I, but
Um, I just remember some of it not
I
being.
like Jackie.
I do love Jackie, and I liked Maria last year. Did you watch Maria?
Never saw Maria.
Wow. Okay. Neither did the Academy because she didn't get nominated.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
I just like to keep my Maria, the Santana song.
Oh my God. Maria, Maria.
Maria, Maria.
Oh my God. What a callback there.
Remember how
Anyway,
big that album was?
Yeah, that's the album
Smooth.
Smooth. Yeah.
Yeah.
When we did the Telluride ride, we did like a song draft and I drafted Smooth. And I think that was the moment Eric said, I've lost all respect for you.
Yeah. A lot of people hate that song.
Well, you're like the number one defender of it because sadly to say, you're a white man.
I'm
Yeah.
a, what?
You're wise. Isn't it always great when that clip from Elvis pop? That's somebody we should do, honestly, too, is Baz Luhrmann.
That
Somebody
would be great.
that would be a great
I
series.
would love that.
But anyway, back to Let the Sunshine In. I honestly was thinking about, um, well, I was thinking about my parents a lot when I was watching this film, Jay. And not to get personal too much on this, but I will. Is that like my parents are older, your parents are older, but your parents are together. You know, my parents are
Yeah.
divorced.
I have so little experience with divorce in my life. Maybe that might have something to do with it.
Well, I mean, I could say this is that my parents are both coming off of their second divorces. They divorced each other, but then my mom got married a couple of years ago. My dad had been in a marriage for like 10, 15 years, and they both divorced in the same year. And watching this movie and seeing what this character goes through in trying to find love and going from sort of partner to partner and it being these sort of second chapters and everything. It was reminding me a lot of my mom because my mom has been since she divorced, she's tried to put herself back out in the dating world, right? You know, because I think fundamentally we none of us want to be alone. I mean, some people do, but I don't think we want to be alone all the time. And so I was watching this from that perspective of just like somebody that they want to find love, they want to be with somebody, they don't, you know, but these relationships and honestly their self are getting in the way. And I found it to be a lot sadder the second go around, Jay.
Oh, it's very sad. Yeah.
I found it to be quite
I think that title might be ironic.
I think it's very ironic. But I think that leads to the ending, which is like this conversation she has with your guy, Gerard Depardieu,
Face.
and about sort of forgiving oneself and allowing, I think, allowing the natural progression of life to just happen the way it does instead of forcing it. Because there's that one guy where she has the dance scene with, and she's sort of trying to fit a square peg into a peg into a triangle and with that relationship and somebody it's just like her friend tells her like this isn't a real relationship, like what are you doing? And there was a lot of that was ringing home this time. I still don't think it fully 100% works, but I found more personal connection and I was willing to understand that this is a portrait of people that where they never got their happiness. Like you and I are very happy and very fortunate. We found the people that we love, and we have our families. And there are a lot of people that don't like that. I think this movie brought up a massively interesting conversation about in my house, and then I mean we're gonna have it here about relationships in the modern era and how dating is an archaic idea to me. Like I wouldn't know the first thing to do.
I haven't
You
gone on a
know,
first date in 15 years.
I'm the same. So I haven't. So you and I are in the same boat. We haven't done this in almost 2 decades.
Dating
Right?
apps were not around when or if they were in their infancy.
They were in their infancy, and now they are the rage. But I don't know. That's what I thought of a lot when I was watching this. Is just being like, this is the other side of myself and yourself's experience in the world. It's like, what if you were growing older and you could never find the one? And that's an immensely sad thing. And her longing to be with somebody, that's a Claire Denis trait. But then there's this there's this sadness, there's this regret on life, there's also this sort of self criticism that I think she has throughout the film. The first scene that we see her in, she's in bed with this man who's, I mean, she's a mistress at this point, and she cries after
She's the
they
other
make
woman.
love.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's sort of the realization of like, for me, I was like, oh, she already knows that like this isn't right. Like she already knows this isn't going to lead nowhere, but she loves it. She loves this feeling that she has. So I think that this is a, a flawed but very fascinating film to talk about, because I don't think it all the way works, and I think it does feel repetitive. But that's the point, right? That's the point of it, is to feel this journey that she's gone, because it's endless. It feels like an endless cycle of things that she's going to have to just keep going through. So I don't know if I'm going to sway you on this one, but I do think that we're going to have a good conversation about it.
Yeah, I mean it's a very interesting movie. With I I do like your point there about kind of how different perspectives would really bring different things to this film. It would be a very interesting film to talk about with anyone, because I think it does mean different things to anybody that watches it just based on their own personal experiences. So I do agree with that. People like us who've been married for years and haven't dated in a long time, this might not hit exactly the same, but you could also argue that I don't know, is that a failing of the film if you can't connect without that personal experience? I don't know. It's probably more of a failing by me as a viewer
Yeah.
because as we know, films are just machines for empathy, and my inability to connect with this on the same level that I do with some of the other films, even if I don't have the same experiences that are being portrayed in those films, is probably as much a fault of me as a viewer as it is the filmmaker, because I think Claire Denis is pretty good. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, Claire Denis swing and a miss. Really didn't figure out how to make this universal. But additionally, not every movie has to be universal. So
No, no, but
you
I
know,
think, but you and I, our perspective on this is going to be different because of the fact that, well, I mean, again, I think we're very fortunate, right? We are very fortunate to not have to be in a position
we're
where,
too happy.
I think there is that. I think there is the idea of like, here's this woman who's in the back end of her life, this filmmaker, and she's making a movie about what it is like to be a woman in this experience, and it's a very lonely experience. If you don't have children, if you just have friends, and you're floating from relationship to relationship, and you're just, I don't even know if necessarily she's looking for the relationship. She's just looking for someone to be with. There's a difference. Like, being in a relationship means that you want
She
to,
wants to feel wanted.
exactly, and you still want to be wanted when you still think you're beautiful, and you still think you're, in your
She is
prime and
beautiful,
whatnot. And she's, I
no
mean,
doubt.
there's no doubt about it. Juliette Binoche is one of the most beautiful women on the planet. And yet there is a profound sadness from relationship to relationship, because it's like, this is also a demonstration of the problem that even my mom has had, where it's like, well, and we all know this to be true, is that men are terrible. Like, we are the worst, and we get worse, I think, as we get older. Like, old guys are just set in their ways, and there's no retraining, or there's no maneuvering there. I mean, there's the conversation she has in the bar with the man she's having this affair with, and he's just like laying it out for her. He's like, listen, you're great, but my wife's extraordinary. And so we can have,
That was yeah, that was one of the most interesting scenes in the movie.
we're going to have this lovely exchange. But at the end of the day, I'm going home to her because she rocks. And you're just like,
But also, he
the
says it to put her
honesty.
down. I mean, he loves putting her down.
He does. And
That
there is
guy.
there is a sense of just like, he knows exactly where her place in all this is, where she's just a piece of meat. And that's a terrible thing to realize as a person. It's like, I am just body parts to someone. I'm
Yeah.
not, but there's a human inside of this flesh. And I thought that her handling of those scenes, but then I think that awakens her with this idea of like, what am I looking for? And it all leads to that scene, I think, which is, I gotta say, one of the cooler sequences of credits I've ever seen just start rolling
I
off in
like
the
the
middle of
way
a
the letters
final.
show up,
Yeah, they're
the names.
when they just show up and you're like, wait a minute, should I be leaving or should I stay? Like, what's
I
happening
do
here?
think that scene is kind of annoying, but
Why do you think it's annoying? Because of that, because of what she's doing there,
I guess I mean
or because of
I
what the
understand
conversation.
that the point of the scene is to show that she doesn't have any real faith in her own ability to discern how to find happiness in her life, and she's looking outward, and the sadness seems to be perpetuating because she doesn't believe that she can determine what is best for her. And based on what has been shown in the film, that's probably at least partly true. But you also have this element where you seem it seems like she's found someone that she really likes and seems good for her in Mark. Um, but then the psychic is just like, mm, not gonna work, just so you know. And it's like, man, let her be. Let Isabel figure this out on her own. But she just doesn't trust herself to be able to let that sunshine in. She has to have the sunshine brought inside of her through outside people.
I
It's
like
about her inability to let the sunshine in.
it, which is then ironic, right? Because you're thinking when you see this title, you go, "Oh, someone's about to like let the sunshine in. They're about to have like this massive like epiphany, and they're going to go on this journey, and then by the end, it's like I know exactly who I want to be." And I think there's just as much uncertainty by the end of that scene, a little bit, Jay, because she then has to go out and practice what has been told to her in this, right?
Hmm.
But I still think at the end of the day, she's because you can't teach an old dog new tricks. And there is something about like, yeah, we can have this conversation. Like you and I can have a conversation here. And it could be about me not wanting to be alone or you not wanting to be alone. And you'd be like, I tried dating all these people. I tried all the apps. I tried going to the clubs. I tried blind dating, speed dating, all this different stuff. People setting me up and it just didn't work. And then it's just like, well, man, let me tell you, just go on a journey for yourself
Yeah.
and know that
I
you'd
mean, I
be okay.
guess
And at the end of the day, you'd be like, yeah, most likely humans would go, okay, Ryan's advice was good here or there, but I still don't want to be alone. And so she might revert back to it. We don't know. We don't see it, but based off of practices in the film, I do believe that she's going to most likely end up probably back in a cycle of what she's
you're
already,
gonna end up back with that banker.
or she's going to end up back at that dance hall and she's going to dance with some random guy, which the
That's a
editing
good
of
scene.
that, it's a good scene. The editing of how they sort of connect and it almost seems like a random
Hmm.
chance. Like but she's also kind of like had him in the side of her eye the entire night. It's really good. Like it's a really good scene.
I think one of the this is another personal thing. I have absolutely zero patience for psychic clairvoyant stuff. So I think for me, it's kind of like I got the point. Listening to people talk about this is completely uninteresting to me.
So you don't like
Uh,
getting like your palm read, or you think all that's hokey or hokum.
yeah, I can't even pretend to find it interesting. Um,
So you don't believe in like, I mean, I guess like this would be another thing, but like you don't believe in like astrology. Do
like
you believe in
fate.
that too?
No.
Like no, well, like people are like, they're like, oh, what's your sign and all that stuff. You don't buy into any of that shit. You don't care.
I have a little more patience for some reason.
But if you judging your entire life based off of that,
I think judging a coin flip based off of that, or what meal you get. Yeah, I find that beyond silly.
I kind of like it when like people say like, oh, this is happening right now because you're, I don't know, Mercury's in retrograde or whatever the hell people say. And I was like, oh, that's cool. 'Cause I think it's just like, oh, that's a good excuse to say like life is shitty right
My
now.
blood pressure goes up.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's not the food you're eating, Jay. It's not the amount of salt or sugar you're having. It's your Mercury's in retrograde. You know?
Yeah,
No,
it's
I
crazy.
agree.
But speaking of,
I've gotten my palm read before.
how'd that go?
You want me to tell you about it?
Yeah, I'd love to hear.
Okay. Are you going to pay attention? Because you zoned out when I was
Well,
explaining the gay hockey show.
can I say one thing first?
Okay.
The 1999 Santana album, Supernatural. I have made a discovery that has shattered my reality.
Oh, okay.
All right, so on the film, there is a song called Wishing It Was featuring Eagle Eye Cherry. Eagle Eye Cherry, of course, most popular song was Save Tonight.
Okay.
Um, I had always assumed that Eagle Eye Cherry was the name of a band.
Okay.
It is the name of just the singer. So
Okay.
I went to his Wikipedia page. Eagle Eye Cherry is a Swedish singer and stage performer. So I was like, okay, that's a weird
By the
thing to
way,
name yourself. What is his actual name?
can I
His
can I
name
s-
is Eagle Eye Lanu Cherry.
I gotta say, you doing this research while we are doing this show is the most diabolical, stupid shit you've done in a while, and I applaud every single decision you made here.
His name is Eagle Eye Cherry.
Legally,
Yes.
he was born Eagle Eye Cherry.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Here you go.
Choctaw descent.
There you go. So that makes sense.
Wow.
But that's a real. Now you're learning. See, you should do the full deep
Now
dive.
I'm sitting my ass down and listening is what I'm doing.
Well, how did that? What is he on the Santana album?
Yes.
Okay,
He has a song called Wishing It Was.
wishing it was.
Because this
Was
would have
that
been shortly after Save Tonight.
okay? All right.
He's probably still dining out on Save Tonight.
Most of when you have a number one hit, most of those people are like that guy who's Kevin Spacey's manager that you talked about
Yeah.
episodes ago. About
Hmm.
him and his
Made
brother.
Made it up to number 5 on the charts.
Yeah, not necessarily as smooth. So,
His album went platinum though.
do you want to know one of the more like disrespectful things that happens with Smooth?
Sure.
So Smooth is Rob Thomas and Carlos Santana, and Carlos Santana has a what? Who would be the large demographic for Santana fans, Jay?
I mean, I would say traditionally he's, one of the most
This isn't a
well-known.
this isn't
I
a
mean,
trick. This isn't a trick.
I don't know. Like it's classic rock guys.
Okay, but like
But
demographic.
also, he's a very famous. I believe he spent most of his childhood in Mexico.
There you go. There you go. So he's
Latin
got a big.
American.
There you go. See,
Okay.
I was not trying to trick you here. Okay,
I never know. Sometimes you set up those traps.
I do, but I'm trying to be sincere today. We're recording on a Sunday. It's the day of the Lord, so I don't want to offend you in any way.
Okay,
No, I'll
I
get you later.
appreciate that.
I'll get you later though. So where do I live, Jay?
You live in Texas,
Yes, but
San Antonio,
exactly. And what do we have a big population of?
Latin American.
There you go. So when the Spurs, and I'm telling you, for my entire life, and still nowadays, when ABC has a basketball game, and I don't know, like Tony Parker or Tim Duncan do like a great play, right? Or Wimby does a wonderful play, and the other team calls a timeout, right? And they're like, when they do like the slow motion replay, right? And they're showing everything while they're playing a song over the background. The number one song they still use when San Antonio is on their airwaves on a marquee game, they still fucking use Smooth by Santana. And I think, and my wife and I have said it, I think it's vaguely racist. Like, I think what you're doing. I see what you're doing, ESPN, and I don't approve of it.
Interesting.
You don't do that for any other fucking place. So I don't know. I just upgrade the song. Somebody it would be like, what's next? You gonna play Selena? Like, what are we doing here?
You got the kind of loving that can be so smooth, yeah. Give me your heart, make it real, or else forget about it.
It was a bop.
Anyway, I think it's a fun song.
People loved it.
I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm too good for Smooth.
I'm not too good for Smooth. I picked it. I like it.
Yeah, I like Smooth.
I don't care. Listen, if Rob Thomas was a thing for a while, Matchbox 20 was a thing for a while.
I think they've got some good songs.
They got some bops.
They definitely
fell off a cliff.
Absolutely roasted them in Barbie.
They did, but you know what? They took it in stride,
as they should have. It was a poking fun. It wasn't like these absolute pieces of garbage.
No, but I think
it was as much about like how the song was received as what the song actually
is. That song is if you read the origins of it, it was rough when it came out, and
it was the perfect song for that. It was in Barbie though.
It was, but it wasn't punching down. That's the thing.
No.
It was just like it was taking the piss out of him. You know what I mean? Which is very funny. Yeah, it's good. There's good bits in Barbie. You don't have to be mean to Barbie.
No, Barbie's a good movie.
But
I just want like I don't know. I don't want Greta Gerwig stuck in IP land.
Okay. Well,
even though Little Women is IP, but that's different.
Yeah, but also Narnia.
Slaps.
Narnia.
Yeah, I know. Now we're going in the wardrobe.
I'm nervous now. This week made me nervous for Narnia. Not because of the Netflix and Warner Brothers stuff.
Did news come out about Narnia?
No, no, the CEO of IMAX said like it's fucking awesome. Like they've already watched some of it and they're like it's great, which is also like, of course you're going to say that. You want it to make money.
Hey, how's Narnia going?
Oh, it's great.
Can I tell you something? Not looking good. Not looking great.
You're never going to see
that. We're going to try and figure it out.
You're never going to see that in the headline. Just be like, IMAX CEO says Narnia. Oh boy.
Says Narnia's got a long way to go.
There's a lot of reshoots. No, you never hear that. But no, I watched Ellen McKay.
Oh yeah.
And
I bet that movie I don't even think I've seen a trailer for it, but I guarantee you it is overlit. That's what I can guarantee you about that movie.
It is. Yep. It's better than his last film.
That was the Paul Rudd one.
Yeah, with Owen Wilson and Reese Witherspoon.
That one?
Yeah.
Soft spot.
I do too.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it, but I don't like it.
It's not good.
It's not good. But it's also watchable. Like, oh, these guys are trying, you know? Yeah.
Reese Witherspoon plays a softball player.
Is it? Oh, yeah, she does. Yeah, softball.
And Owen Wilson is a baseball player. Plays for like the Nationals or something.
Yeah, something like that. And Jack Nicholson and Paul Rudd kiss each other a lot, which is a great gag, honestly.
The movie costs like $120 million. It takes place in like 4 rooms.
And it made like 10 cents on the dollar. But no, I watched it, and the problem with Ellen McKay, Jay, is the person that played Ellen McKay.
The lead.
Emma Mackey. Bad.
Mackey. Margot Robbie Jr.
And she's going to be the White Witch in those movies.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah. And so that was like, now, to be fair, it could be, she was delightful in Barbie. She had like a small little part. She was one of the Barbies in Barbie.
She was.
And
because the joke was that she looks like Margot Robbie.
Exactly. And
you know who my Margot Robbie lookalike is?
Samara Weaving?
Yes.
Yeah.
Big fan.
She's
I like
Ready or Not?
Yeah, sequel coming.
I think that's kind of dumb. We don't need that movie.
It did kind of feel like a lightning in a bottle movie.
Yeah, it's like the Now You See Me movies now. It's like we don't need 3 of these. We just need it one.
Well, the thing about the Now You See Me movies is they make an astounding amount of money.
They make a crap ton of money. I was like, I watched that the Conjuring movie, which I never thought when the first Conjuring
those are just printing money too.
That made $500 million, and the movie sucks. Like it's so terrible. It's not even scary.
Yeah, Ready or Not made 58 million.
It's like religious propaganda with a couple of jump scares. Like it's not even like that good anymore. It became like it felt like, you know what it felt like, Jay? The new Conjuring movie, it felt like a Fast and Furious movie. Where like, sure, maybe there's a set piece or two, but it's really all about family. I'm like, I don't give a shit about that. I'm here to be scared. What I'm scared of is the decisions that these creatives are making for this movie.
Now you see me 1 and 2 made like 350 a pop.
What did this one make? What are we on?
Just under 2.
Just under 2. So a little bit of a diminishing return.
Box office not doing awesome.
That's not true.
Well, Zootopia came along and was like,
and Wicked made like,
gave it a kick in the pants.
Zootopia's made like 600, and Predator's Badlands made like 3, and
Predator Badlands made $300 million.
Something like that, right? Hasn't it made like a crap ton?
I would be shocked if that is true, but
it's made like good money. Like look at that up right now.
176.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I was wrong on that. I thought I saw no, but then of course there's Wicked.
How is Wicked doing tracking compared to the first one?
I think just on par. Honestly, it's probably going to be a little under.
Right now, Wicked is at 440. The original
was like 650.
760.
There's 760. Anywhere no way. Now with he's coming, Jay. Can you hear him? It's Big Jim. It's Big Jim.
Oh, Big Jim.
It's Big Jim.
I was like, is that a ping pong paddle I hear in the distance?
No.
How much money do you think Marty Supreme is going to make?
Oh.
Do you think Marty Supreme can break? I'm kind of like, how much juice does Chalamet have?
So it would
Chalamet push Marty Supreme to 100?
What would it have to make to get even?
I have no idea what the budget for Marty Supreme is. It looks spectacular.
It is. It's very good.
It looks expensive.
But you watched it.
Phenomenal. Yeah.
You liked it?
Oh man, it cost 60 to 70. It's my second favorite movie of the year, and honestly, it's not that far behind One Battle.
Oh, that's silly pants. That's silly talk. It's a very good movie. I wouldn't.
I loved.
They're in different leagues.
They're in the same league. They're playing the same game.
Marty's in the minors, and
it's Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge.
Well, Aaron Judge is overrated.
Aaron Judge is pretty dang good.
He's all right. He's not that good.
Okay, who's the second best player in baseball?
It doesn't matter because Ohtani's the best. It doesn't matter. It's like why do we even find a second? Maybe it's vacant is second, and then you start
go straight to third.
Yeah, okay. And then you could put Judge there because it's like there's no one even close to what Ohtani's doing right now. I was, as Jay knows this, I was skeptical on Shohei Ohtani at first because I was like, how long can he keep this up? And then what he has done the last 3 years is maybe some of the greatest things I've ever seen someone in sports do. It is astonishing that he's kept this up. And again, Shohei, drop the bit. And I know you know English.
It's an open
and
secret,
I know you don't want to do those interviews, and I fucking respect it so much. And that only makes me love you.
He doesn't need all that extra money from the marketing because of his gambling.
Well, he's got a great judge of character, with all those guys there.
He associates himself with
the premium people.
Man, I can't believe they spent $70 million on Marty Supreme.
Yeah. So what do you think that movie makes? Because let me just tell you this: a complete unknown.
I think 70 sounds about right.
Complete Unknown only made. I think that only made 150.
And that has built-in audience.
IP, yeah. And also, it's not competing with Big Jim. Because Big Jim lingers. You got to remember that.
Big Jim lingers.
He lingers. Like, that's why Ted Sarandos is an idiot. Because a movie like the Avatar movies are an example of a long theatrical window. Because those movies make $2 billion, but it's not like we made $1 billion the first weekend. and then we squeaked out the second one. No,
I
it
just
is.
don't understand how you can. Knives Out
Yeah,
could make $150 million.
opening weekend.
No, total.
No, I think they can make more. I think that can make.
Whatever.
I mean,
200.
what did the first Knives Out make?
Pick a number.
What did the first Knives Out make?
It made a lot, right?
It made like 300 and something, right? Right? I want to say like 350,
312.
312, pretty close. And these are only getting bigger and funner, and they're during the holiday season.
Yeah, whatever. So if you had kept all of them in theaters, Netflix is just walking away from $600 million in total.
So they paid Ryan Johnson $350 million for these two movies.
Right,
If
and
you
then got
put
no direct revenue for
if
them,
they
except
would
for
have
like
put
tiny
if they would have put
one week
Knives Out
releases.
in the theaters, I think it would have made. Or I mean, a Glass Onion. I think it would have probably been close to making their money back on that one, and then this new one would have made the rest of their money
That
back.
was just that was yeah. It basically would have broken even with one film, and then it would have been right to the bottom line with the second movie.
Exactly. Which would is what a smart team. I mean, like Jay, there were art house theaters that were playing Frankenstein that were selling out of these screenings, and they wanted to keep playing it, but Netflix's deal wouldn't allow them. The numbers
I just
on
don't
streaming
understand how
for
that's a
Frankenstein.
smart business model.
No,
But
it's not.
maybe that's why I'm not the CEO of Netflix.
But then also, like the Frankenstein numbers are so insane, and we live in a world right now where Del Toro and horror and Elordi's got his fan base. Like that is a movie just built to do well at the box office. And for that to be like in theaters for 2 weeks and like less than 1,000 screens, a couple
I mean, I
hundred.
think if you put it
Stupid.
out,
It's
if you put
stupid.
it out, people that go to the movie theaters to watch a movie are going to keep Netflix.
Yeah, they're not going to cancel it
And then
tomorrow.
there will be plenty of people who have Netflix and just wait for it to come to Netflix. That's fine, but you can still make the money off the other people first
I think if
and
they
continue
wanted to
build out your
do
library.
I think if they wanted to do their model for like
I understand never putting it out on physical media. That I understand
I don't. I think that's
from a
stupid.
business perspective.
Well, I think it's stupid. They
I
could
hate it, but I
no,
get
I
it.
think that again, that's stupid. Like they could just release it themselves and make more money. The goal should always be to make more money.
But there's no difference between, in their minds, having to go on the service to watch it and having a physical disc, except for they only get the revenue for the disc one time.
Fair. But also no one but I can tell you this. You have dozens of discs that you buy every year and it's not stopping you from watching that movie on the streaming platform either. So they're not going to lose money that way either. It's just more money that they're going to get. The goal is always for these companies to get more money. That is an easy, just like make a
I
limited
think
run. You know
I
what I
think they're
mean?
equating owning physical media to subscribing to a streaming service, which I can definitely understand as a
I can
much closer
understand,
one-to-one than movie theaters
but
and streaming
nobody else
services.
thinks like that. That's the problem. It's like Peacock subscribers are not thinking that way when Universal sends out Blu-ray.
They
Same
just
thing
don't
with
they don't have the scale to think that way. Netflix does.
no, but okay. What about HBO?
HBO doesn't even have the scale to do that.
I mean Warner Brothers. I guess you could say because they're all part of
I mean
HBO.
Warner Brothers has multiple arms to their business. That's a more complicated
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's just like
structure.
it's like what I'm saying is that it's dumb. You sell merch on your website for your crap. You can sell a Blu-ray. That's what
No,
I'm saying.
because a Blu-ray is supplementary to this
Well,
to
they've
what
also
their actual business is.
well they've also conceded this idea because they have some of their films literally with Criterion. So like they've
Yeah,
conceded that point.
only a few.
Yeah,
But
but still, those are the ones that they.
Still want that Mank disc.
I want that Mank and Killer disc so bad. I want May December. That's what I want.
Yeah.
May
I mean, there's
December
a
is at
ton of
one.
movies I wish we had. It's weird that they did Power of the Dog. I don't know if that's a distribution thing
They
or
did
what.
Power of the Dog. They did
Irishman.
Irishman, Pinocchio. They're gonna do Frankenstein because
It
they
is
have like
heinous that we don't have a Killers of the
you
Flower
know
Moon.
what they
It's not Netflix, but
you know what they did, Jay? Dick Johnson is dead.
they
That's
did. I
okay.
own it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful transfer. So, but yeah. Anyway, anything else
Wow,
about
we really went
you? Really
ham
went
on that one.
you went the whole gauntlet and
Yikes! Started with
everything.
Eagle Eye Cherry.
And anything else you want to say about the film? We got to talk about the film
Yeah,
more.
we haven't talked very much about it. Uh, yeah, I mean, I just want to talk about what are your favorite segments of the film? Which character relationships do you think are the most interesting?
I think.
Because it is
Well,
to me a little bit of like a, you know, quilt of a movie. It's
well,
like a
can I
bunch
say?
of pieces that are separate but
Yeah,
stitched together and create a whole, image.
yeah. No, so I think that again, this is personal experience watching it. When my parents divorced when I was a kid, my dad really didn't date a lot, and if he did, he didn't really like bring a lot of women around me, until it was like serious, right? But my mom had like she was dating this guy, and then that didn't work out, so then she'd date this guy, and they'd always be around, right? And so the vignettes in this movie of like her being with all these guys was sort of reminding me of like it's taking me back to those times where I was like, my dad would be like, "Oh, she dating this guy?" I'm like, "No, Dad, she." My dad would be very honest. He's like, "Oh, is your mom like doing okay?" And you're like, "Yeah, this guy was. We went out and did this or whatever." And I was pretty agnostic when it came to these guys because none of them were my dad. Because I love my dad. My dad's very
Right.
cool. And there was this one guy that tried to like show up my dad. It was one of the first early on
This is very like
guys.
Boyhood.
Yeah, it was very well. He was very much just like um, he was. He thought he was like gonna be my dad, and I was like, but he didn't want to be also like nice. He was just like, I'm gonna tell you what to do. Da, da, da,
That's
da.
that's a tough line to draw as a
It is a
step
tough line to
parent.
draw, but it's also like you're not my dad, so you can't boss me around. You
I
have
would,
no.
yeah, I would push back on that
Well,
pretty hard.
I was always told as a kid, and Jay knows this as being one of my closest friends, and all you listeners know this as well. I never keep my opinions to myself, and that was instilled with me as a kid from my parents to be like, articulate and express your opinion and do it in a way that that makes sense to you, but also isn't disrespectful to another adult. And that, of course, has changed over time because I love being an asshole sometimes. But anyway, point being is that this guy came in and just basically like thought he could get away with everything. And I just told him, like, you're not my dad. So there's really not much more we can say here. And then he's like, what? And then he yelled at me. And then he told my mom that when my dad picks me up, he has to wait outside and he'll say when it's okay for me to go outside for my dad to come and get. He can't come to the front door to pick him up. So my dad and my mom had a lovely conversation about like how that's not going to happen, and
Man,
that guy did not last longer than like
I
a
was gonna
couple
say
of
this guy
weeks.
sounds
He was
like a little bit of a piece of work.
he was a dick, and then the guy that followed was kind of a dick because he was like he was a cop, and my mom wanted to buy this new
This
car, and
really is like Boyhood.
it was very Boyhood. I'm telling you, that's why that movie is very personal to me. It's like a
And
kid
then
that
and then for
dealing with
me, I'm
divorce in
like
South Texas.
divorce. That is a fiction. That
That's
is that is imaginary. That is one of the characters from If.
it's I say well I say this is that Jay, I know I prefaced the beginning of this conversation with that we are lucky. We are lucky because divorce rates in around the world are
I
and
am
and
I am starting to
marriages.
get to the age where divorces are popping up.
Yeah, it happens more frequently than people staying together. It's that's why like when people say, "Oh, I was so surprised," such and such, like even celebrities or just friends, I'm like, I'm not surprised. This is actually the norm.
God,
Statistically, it is the norm. And my wife thinks that like I'm kind of just like a soulless asshole. And I'm like, no, we're lucky. They're not. Like statistically speaking, it was bound to happen. And it's terrible to things in ones and twos, but that's kind of how it is. But anyway, so when I was watching the film, I was thinking about a lot of those experiences, especially, of course, with I think the way that the guy at the bar, the guy she's having an affair with, the way the guy acts at the bar is truly just diabolical, and yet she keeps going back to him because it's that inherent nature of not wanting to be alone. Jay, I can empathize with her on that. Like I can understand because that's how my mom was. My mom would date some of these guys, and one or two of them would cheat on her or get disinterested or something. And she would cry and she would wonder like what, and then, she's talking to like her child about this, which she probably shouldn't have done. But, and I just be like, whatever makes you happy is your happiness. You got to find that. And then a week later, she'd be back with them. And I was like, well, I understand that now. Like, as you grow up, you understand that like life is a very lonely thing sometimes, and you just don't want to be alone. So you settle or you compromise within your own self. And so that scene's really, really great. I think that there's that scene after the sort of euphoric dance sequence, which very much
Yeah,
mirrors,
it's a great.
you know, one that we haven't seen in a long time from her with Beau Travail. That scene in like the hallway of like, we don't see your friends or we don't do any of this stuff. And he just kind of looks at her and he's like,
Sylvian.
yeah. And he's just kind of like, what are we even? Like, what is
Well,
the
really, what he's
concept of
like is
this?
you were happy until somebody else told you you weren't happy.
Exactly. It's like also like no one, you knew what this was. Like it is a little bit of like, this is a fling. This isn't real.
He hurt you, so you hurt me.
Yeah, exactly. And
No, I
so
think it was more real than that.
I think it was she didn't know who this man is. And now she's
Well, you don't know anybody you're dating until you know him.
exactly. And but I don't think it's a serious, I think it's
His
a rebound.
indifference was pretty brutal, though.
It is like a rebound. And this is fun. Like they met on a dance floor and didn't say a word to each other. From what we saw, they didn't introduce themselves. So in a lot of ways, I think they're just having fun. And this is when you have
Yeah,
to have that
yeah,
conversation of like, oh, do you want a real relationship? Because you have not indicated that until, like you said, Jay, until someone told you that this isn't a real relationship. And
yeah.
now you want the expectations of what you had with others brought upon here. So I found that to be very interesting,
And
conversational wise.
that that kind of brings up something that I was thinking about too when I said, "Oh, I'm getting to the age now where divorces are starting to pop up." It also reminded me of how I'm getting to the age now where more and more I'm like, "Man, you're too old to be doing that. You're too old to be acting that way. You can't do that stuff anymore. You're in your mid 30s, man. You can't be like a crippling sports gambling addict anymore. That was okay when you were 26. But
Wait,
you
you were a
can't
crippling
not
gambling
me. I'm
sports?
saying
No.
other people that I know.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I was like, Jay, do we need
it's
to
like
have
I'm
a
like
conversation?
you can't be getting kicked out of bars, man. You're 37. It's pathetic. Um, and it's sort of that way. Although I guess some of the magic of Isabel's behavior in this movie is that she's able to kind of drown that out to a certain extent.
Yeah.
However, there are responsibilities that come with getting older. Obviously, the way that she presents herself around her daughter is something that is very troubling to her ex-husband, and to a certain extent there really is like you got to push that down when you're around her. It's not good for her. You have to put her um you have to put her before yourself, and I understand that you are terrifically sad, but you need to be confronting why you're terrifically sad instead of kind of embracing that and continuing to let it control your life. But also that moment where she is on the dance floor and just starts dancing by herself around people who are largely much younger than her, there is a catharsis to that. There is a return to some sort of previous life that is so energizing in that moment. And then for another older gentleman to come and kind of embrace that moment and dance with her, that's where she has that youthful vitality again. And I guess that is where that idea of a, kind of casual fling relationship comes into play. But when you're 50, casual relationships are really hard. Or maybe they're really easy, I guess, because I guess by the time you're 50, you're probably not focused on having children anymore. And so then the stakes for each relationship become much lower. But additionally, I think as you get older, your desire for companionship increases even more as you start to approach your twilight and come to this understanding that really the most important thing you can have is companionship and love around you and love in your life. And that's something that she kind of goes back and forth on. Well, my desire to have that is what's causing me so much pain, but that pain won't go away until I have it. It's this catch 22 that she kind of can't escape, but she also can't figure out what it is exactly that she wants. So it's pretty powerful stuff at play. And as usual with the Claire Denis film, I'm liking it more
Yeah,
as I
well,
talk about it.
I mean, like that is the thing. It's like that I find very interesting about her. It's like I don't think even after she's told through the like sort of the psychic, right? That's what Gerard Depardieu is, right?
Yeah, he's credited as the clairvoyant, I
The
think.
clairvoyant. The clairvoyant. I see.
From
I see.
Lost.
There you go.
Is that the most famous Claire?
I mean, Claire. We're talking about a famous Claire. Silly.
Is Claire from Lost more famous than Claire Denis?
I think that you know what? It's a wash.
More people watched Lost than any Claire Denis film. I can guarantee you that.
True, but nobody talks about Lost anymore.
That is true. Lost is
Yeah,
kind of washed away
we don't get to talk. Well, I kind of know why it was washed away.
because of the ending.
Well, no, the ending's great.
No, but I'm saying people rejected the ending though.
Well, yeah. Well, people are idiots. Also,
I
okay.
didn't. I see. I'm team. The ending was okay.
Well, you're wrong.
I don't think it's bad, but I'm
No, the
like
ending's
that
great.
wasn't.
I love it.
Okay.
I love the ending. I
No,
think
it's
it's
no
wonderful.
leftovers.
No, it's no. I'm okay. Did I say it was? Could it be its own thing, Professor?
How can one be great and the other one be obviously not nearly as good, but
Because the
still be
one can
called great?
be can because the one can be great and the other one could be tremendous.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I
It's
got you.
all
Yeah,
it's all relative.
it's all relative. One can be like one of the best endings of a television series ever, and the
That
other
is one
one's
of my
like
favorite shows ever.
it is my second favorite show ever. Nope, third.
Never forget. My grandmother-in-law said I was more handsome than Justin Theroux.
And then you just keep bringing it up so that it could stay true.
It is true.
What is your favorite show? Is that your favorite show?
Um, no, my favorite show is probably Twin Peaks,
Okay, that's good. Mine's Mad Men.
especially when you compound it with The Return.
Mine's Mad Men though. What they've done with the 4K transfers has been just
No, I like it better that way. I like seeing how the
people.
sausage is made.
But no, I
Is
just think
that did make me wonder, is every frame of anything I see cropped to get rid of crew people?
probably.
That seems impossible.
Well, you know what? Doesn't seem impossible anymore now,
Is
does it?
Roger Deakins composing his shot knowing that there's going to be a gaffer in the shot?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I mean, they've got to always get rid of something. Like they got like when you watch a movie with stunts in it, they got to get rid of all the
Well, that
wires and
I mean,
stuff.
obviously, yes, but not
Mhm.
like just a dude.
This was like literally two guys and a whole like setup
They
on the
were
ground.
the one that I saw was them like operating Roger's fake vomit
Yeah.
device.
Yeah. It's like what
That
the
one,
hell?
I guess you might have to. But the problem wasn't that they were there. It was that the frame got wider, wasn't it?
No, it's
Or was
that
the
you still
digital removal just not?
they just didn't digitally remove them.
That's bizarre.
No, because like it wasn't that the frame got wider. It was just that because you would have still saw the device at his feet. It's the
So they
problem.
went back. No, you know what that probably means.
What?
They probably just
Yeah.
used a bunch of AI to.
I was just gonna say they just probably used a
Yeah.
bunch of well, not in the originals, but probably yeah for the
No. Yeah, I know for the remasters. Just a
damn
bunch
it.
of digital noise.
Don't say that. Well, I'm never gonna watch it like that. I have the Blu-rays, so there's no
Yeah, I need to buy those bad boys.
there's no need to buy that whatsoever. But no, I was just gonna say is that like by the end of all of it, again, I don't think she gets what she wants. I think she gets clarity in the moment. I think she gets to have a blank slate. I don't know where she goes from here. it's a very lonely road again. And so, you know, but she doesn't say anything. She's more of a reaction and a smile. And it's that smile there, a chance for her to have a blank slate? Is it a chance for her to understand that, like, I'm stuck here and this is how life is going to be? There might be some acknowledgement of where she's at. And I think that I think it's honestly, Jay, like it's the more I think about it, I think it's a very sad ending because we leave so much unresolved with her, and we've seen her go on this like really, really, I think painful journey when you
But
really
also
think about
Mark
it.
rocks.
Yeah,
And Mark gives her the before sunrise ending.
yeah.
We'll meet in a month.
We'll meet in a month, and we'll have a conversation then. That's not the what happened with my palm reading. I didn't get to tell you that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I every year I go to the Middleburg Film Festival.
Yep.
An opening night party, they usually have they have like all this food out, and they've got all this stuff going on, and then they have this woman that they bring every year to do palm readings and read palm and stuff. I don't know why. They just do. Must be a
Oh, like
local
some
friend.
Illuminati stuff.
Yeah, well, it's a little Christmas adventure thing going on.
Ryan,
Um,
I was wearing a sweater yesterday.
it was a Lacoste sweater.
I mean, it wasn't a Lacoste sweater. It was a Banana Republic sweater.
Oh, that's that almost might be worse.
But I was wearing that thing and I was like, no one in the world of film is allowed to know that I own this. I need to show you a picture.
Okay, you'll have to show me a picture of this because it definitely made you look like you were going to be in that
I
basement bunker.
Yeah, I'll send you. I don't think I took a picture in it, but we were going to a Chris. It was like a Chris. It was our town's
I bet it was a Christmas
tree
party, was it?
tree lighting ceremony. They had like bouncy houses and Santa and all that fun stuff.
What'd you
But
have for
yeah,
dinner? Banana pancakes?
uh, it was tough. I was just walking around like, huh, this am I the problem?
But can I tell you something? Because I know you're a skeptic of the mystic arts, I guess you could say. Is that this person was reading myself and a bunch of other people's hands, and they got to mine, and they were like, "Oh man, you're gonna have great success in the year." And I'm like, sure. And then she goes, "Oh, are you in a relationship?" I said, "Yes." Like, I think it's gonna be a rough year for you and your significant other, and it might lead to dramatic ends. And I'm like, I've been with my wife for like a decade plus. I told her this. I say, I don't think any of that's happening, and it
Well,
didn't.
when you say something that
Vague.
well, it's all vagaries
Yeah, it's all a bunch of
and
bullshit. And I'm like,
it's it's the
but
it's
that one was
this.
like, that one was so funny, Jay, because it was just like, that's not happening in a million years, you know.
Did you say that?
I did. I was like, I don't think that that's happening. And then she was just like, let me see, and then they're like, oh, let me see here. Let
Oh,
me.
I completely misinterpreted. Actually, your relationship has never been better.
But also, it is funny to watch it when it's with like single people, because in single people, like it gives them hope in a weird way. And like they're like, "Oh, really? This year's gonna be my year?" And you're just like, you're like, and they're like, "Well, she read it here on this line," and you're
The
like,
whole
"Yeah, who
purpose of
gives a
it is
shit?"
to reinforce things that people already believe.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how you get business.
Yeah, that's how you get the
Yeah.
money. So, but by the end of it, I do think he is truly different here because I think he is truly trying to help her in his own way. And he's like, but then
Oh
there's
no, I
all,
definitely think he's completely legit in his belief in his ability
yeah. And then he goes,
and
but we'll
has
meet again in
her
a
best
month.
interests at heart.
Yeah. But Jay, but we'll meet here in a month. And I take checks,
Yeah.
you know? So, um, any last thing you want to say about the film before we start wrapping it up?
Um, I don't know. No, not really. I mean, we're getting into the English language stuff next. which is going to be interesting.
It's going to be fascinating to talk about that in general because
More
uh,
Binoche.
more Binoche. Um, that's going to be our close to our holiday episode, honestly. So giddy up indeed for that,
There's a
right?
lot of green in that movie.
Yeah, there is a lot of green in that movie.
Hmm.
So,
Like a
but no,
Christmas
do
tree.
you like this movie more after we've talked about it?
I do.
Okay.
I think it does kind of capture the
Sadness.
experience of growing into middle age.
So you have no game anymore.
Oh my God. I mean, the ultimate experience of you're too old to be doing this crap now was when I was at a bachelor party
Uh-huh.
and one of the single people on the bachelor party was like, "Hey man, come be my wingman. I'm about to go talk to these girls." We were in a college town
Oh.
and it was the week before classes started.
How old
And
was he and how, I mean, you're like in your 30s. How
he's
old
my
was he?
age, mid 30s. Yeah.
Okay. So he's a
Um,
middle-aged 30-year-old man talking to a bunch of college kids.
yeah. I
Okay,
mean, he's
cool.
very
All right.
confident. He's a handsome guy.
Good for him.
But he went over and then he called me over. And the second a hot college girl looked me in the eyes, it was like when a previously beaten dog sees somebody pick up a newspaper. I mean, it was debilitating. And I
Nice
was
to
just
meet
like,
you.
what? You need me to come over there? Okay, sorry. Some other college girl is calling for me. I gotta go.
Eh.
It was brutal.
Did you tell your wife this?
Oh yeah,
What did she just laugh at you?
yeah.
Well, I will say, and
No, I mean, she said before the trip, she was like,
I am not worried about you. You have no game.
"Yeah, you're good." I mean,
You're
I'm
good.
not. I'm not worried at all.
And then you told, and then she was like, confirmed.
Yeah, I was like, You don't even know how right you were."
I will say this though, hanging out with you for a couple days at y'all with around you guys just work together so well, and she's the best. Your wife's
Well,
the best.
uh, I'm not
Honest.
everyone's flavor. So,
Well, yeah, but I love you.
well, I know, but even, I mean, look, I don't think all of our guests are huge fans of me, at least at first. So, you gotta get used to the
Do you
energy.
think that do you think we're really going to reflect on this now?
Hmm.
Do you think that people, well, I invite a lot of people on this show.
You're the booker,
I'm the booker and I get people and mostly because I know a lot of these people, I see a lot of these people, but I think they come on the show for because I ask them, but they
right?
return
Not
because,
knowing
but I
me.
think they return because they meet you and they know me and there's a comfortability within the duo and that's why
I
they
mean,
want to come back.
that's totally
So
possible.
I think you sell a lot of the returns is what I'm
There's
saying.
definitely plenty of people who I had absolutely no experience with that I now am very fond of,
Yeah.
and like to think that they're fond of me as well.
Who's your favorite guest?
My favorite guest. What a question. What a question that I absolutely should answer.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who's a guest that we had on one time it didn't go well and then they haven't been back. I don't think
Hmm.
we've had many of those.
I don't think we've ever had a bad guest.
You don't think we've had one where it was like vibes were off?
Sure, but I'm not going to say it out loud.
Okay, I want you to tell me after. Nothing is
Sure.
springing to mind immediately for me.
But no, I think the majority of our guests
We've had some one-timers that I would absolutely love to have back.
we're going to have some one timers that are going to be back. 2026 is going to be the year of guests. We're going to have a crap ton of guests that
It
are going
just
to
get
come
this
on.
time of year, it's hard to coordinate schedules.
It very much is. This is also just like a series that we wanted to do. We will have a guest next week. Um,
That's our first Denis guest.
our first guest in a while, honestly, because we had
We
Josh on
did the
for
Hughes. Yeah, we did
Dead
have
President, and we had some
nah
guests on
from
for
hell.
or from Hell. Sorry, not Dead Presidents. But
Josh,
yeah,
one of my faves. I can
Josh,
always count on him roasting me.
Josh is truly wonderful. I love having Josh on. Obviously, Sophia is great. I love when Sean comes on
Pass,
every
pass.
you're a pass on Sean Fantasy.
Pass it on, Sean. Not a big enough audience. I don't think he really moves the needle for us.
Sean, if you somehow do listen to this episode, know that Jay is 1000% being sarcastic. He has like the biggest podcast in the world. What are you talking about?
Nope, I don't think he moves the needle.
Yeah, because we talk about stupid shit on the show, and he's like talking to literally Paul Thomas Anderson
Yeah,
and Richard Linklater,
Park
and
Chan-wook.
Park Chan-wook, and all these great directors. And what are we doing here?
Talking
Nothing.
about Eagle-Eyed Cherry.
Eagle-Eyed Cherry. There you go. Jay,
That's his name.
I understand.
It's crazy.
Before we get out of here, in addition to awards, he's a knowledge base in the film we just reviewed, Let the Sunshine In, in a segment we like to call It's an Honor to Get Nominated. Jay,
Let's do it.
was this nominated for anything?
I don't think so.
Sadly, it was not.
Yeah.
It's a good movie, though.
So did we have, because I know, spoiler alert, I know the next one wasn't.
Great. We're going to play that game and not going to happen. Is this the first series where they haven't got nominated?
I was asking, did we have zero nominations?
Correct.
That's nuts. And nothing else has been nominated?
No.
Claire Denis films have never been nominated for an Oscar.
No.
Whoa.
She's going to get an honorary, I think, one day.
That's crazy.
Not even for like
international?
No.
That's bananas.
I mean, it's not, given the times and now the expansion of things. Like, if movies came out now, they totally would.
If like Beau Travail came out now, it would get a nomination.
Oh, are you kidding me? Yeah, it totally would.
Yeah.
I think White Material might even.
But now she's making her weirdest stuff.
Well, now she's like, I can make whatever I want. And yeah, I mean, like The Fence, which is her new movie that I believe will come out next year. That's a movie where I'm like, that's actually a really fascinating movie in the context of the things that we've talked about so far in the series. Setting it back in Africa, sort of like the idea of, once again, of culture mixing with an industry, which is a different kind of colonization at this time. So it's very fascinating. It's
I think High Life was made explicitly to not get nominated for Oscars.
Yeah, that's a movie that
I haven't watched that since it came out. I'm very excited.
Me too. Haven't revisited the fuck box in a while, so it'd be very interesting to see how that plays. Talk about a movie that needs a 4K. Honestly, would
Demand
watch.
is through the roof.
Well, I remember when. Okay, well, I won't say that story. I'll save it for when we do the show. But yeah, it's been a good series so far.
It has been. I mean, some challenging films that these are the kinds of movies that benefit from talking about with other people.
For sure. Jay?
Back and forths. They don't necessarily do a ton for, The Intern.
Yeah.
I love talking about The Intern, but I don't leave The Intern being like, wow, I really think about that movie differently now.
Yeah. Jay, can you tell everybody where they can find you and all your work on the internet, as well as your recommendation of the week?
Yeah. Letterboxd J Ledbetter, Twitter at Mr. J Ledbetter. Any writing I'm doing over at awardswatch.com. As always, continue to listen to this podcast. Give it 5 stars wherever you listen to your podcast. And my recommendation of the week, I kind of talked about how I had been catching up on stuff. That's actually not really true since the last time we recorded. I've been just, for whatever reason, I've been like, oh, let's watch some old stuff.
Yeah.
And I watched Singing in the Rain, which is a masterpiece, but that's not going to be my actual recommendation. My recommendation is going to be a first-time watch for me. I watched Django, not Unchained, the spaghetti western starring Franco Nero. You ever seen that one, Ryan?
I have not seen it in a long, long time. I remember seeing it post Django Unchained. But
oh yeah, I'm sure it got a bump after that.
It got a big bump after that, but I remember really liking it.
It rocks. It
Yeah.
rolls. It's grisly. It's brutal. It's mean.
Mm-hmm.
And it's another sort of Yojimbo play in the same way that A Fistful of Dollars was. But again, tonally, it's just a little nastier, grimier, more violent.
Mm-hmm.
And the Arrow 4K for that movie
Wait, there's a 4K
is
for
one
it?
of the best looking things I have ever put on my TV.
Wait, there's a
It
4K for
is
it?
stunning.
Oh wow. I
That would be
don't
the biggest recommendation. Is just that 4K is unreal.
I have only the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I need to
Arrow
get
put
that.
out a 4K.
Might have to upgrade.
And that's the reason I bought it is because I had read one of the greatest 4Ks of all time. It lived up to that and then some.
Well, I will.
It's stunning.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I will say Arrow does a fantastic job with their physical
They're
media.
great.
They are one of the
A lot of
great
the times
ones.
the movies I have zero interest in, but when anytime I watch one, I am impressed.
You aren't interested in the Under Siege with Steven Seagal
Man, I just cannot do Seagal.
on 4K?
I like is it called Out for Justice?
Sure.
That one I like. That one's violent.
Yeah.
Under Siege, I don't really care for.
Okay. What about Snakes on a Plane?
They did a 4K of that.
They're about to.
Ugh. That'll probably sell okay though. It's a cult, you know. Horror people are crazy. They just buy junk.
I wouldn't even say that's not like a horror movie. I would just say that that's like a
Genre people.
yeah, that's a genre. Well, they are a genre boutique.
Right.
Yeah.
And horror people are very passionate and they're very nostalgic for things that aren't necessarily well made or competent, but they kind of appreciate passion.
I think that there is um there is something about the trash movies in our era that getting repurposed that I actually kind of find semi nostalgic.
Oh,
Like
I mean 100%.
I think I was thinking about the other day.
I've just never been an ironic movie watcher.
Oh,
I think that's kind of exhausting.
where do you stand on the films of like Michael Bay
Yeah, I mean, some of them are genuinely good. And it doesn't even
or like Peter Berg?
there can silly stuff can be good. Face
Yeah,
Off is a silly movie, but it's also
really good.
in like it's immaculately made.
Yeah, no, like Berg or like I was
Ambulance is very intentional with what it is doing.
yeah, that's a silly fucking
You
movie.
can not like what it's doing. It gave me a headache and I was still like that was awesome.
I think that Bad Boys 2 is one of the
Legitimately good.
legitimately great action movies ever. It also is extremely problematic.
I've only seen the opening scene.
And there's
Bad Boys 1 is not good.
no, that movie is terrible, but Bad Boys 2 is legitimately awesome because he's playing with the form so much in that movie.
And I just can't do
And
the Transformers.
yeah, I think I'm gonna give him a rewatch.
I've been thinking about doing that as well. I think I've
Yeah.
only seen two and then Bumblebee.
I saw the first three, and then the fourth one, a friend of mine told me everything about it. No, wait, I've seen four of them because I remember the fourth one being like, I'm never watching these again.
I saw that new one with the
was like,
animals.
Oh, the Rise of the
Beast Wars, Rise of the
yeah,
Beasts or whatever it's called.
yeah, something like that. Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
one was trash.
Was it? He didn't even direct that one.
No, he didn't do that one or Bumblebee. Bumblebee was Travis Knight.
Travis Knight's like low key good, right?
He's talented. Yeah.
What's he doing next?
Is he going back to Leica?
Oh no, Travis Knight. He's doing the Masters of the Universe movie.
Oh,
That's right.
yay.
With with your guy from
Oh, it's from
Nicholas
Bottoms.
Gasoline. Yeah, from Bottom, from him or
Ugh.
from Red, White, and Royal Blue. Yeah. You
Nicholas
have
Galitzin. Is
yeah.
that his name?
You have like a allergy to that guy.
Yeah, he's a little bit of my cilantro,
Yeah. And
my
Jared
black
Leto.
licorice.
Jared Leto's in it too. He's playing Skeletor.
Oh, Jared Leto's in it.
It'll make a
So it's
ton
going
of
to make
money.
a lot of money.
Yeah. I have a like outside suspicion that I think that movie's going to go to South by Southwest.
Did
Put it there.
you see Tron Ares?
No,
I'm gonna watch it.
I'll watch it. Is it on the plus?
No, it's on VOD,
No,
but
I'll wait for the plus.
PVOD.
I'll wait for the plus.
Yeah, you gotta wait for the D plus.
I got some friends that worked on that film, but I wasn't home and near a theater, and
Also, it's apparently bad.
well, there was that, but I just didn't get the time to uh to see it. You know,
I can't wait.
really.
Um, no, that's not true. I rewatched
So mean.
the what was the last one called?
Legacy.
Yeah, that movie's not very good.
It's not, but
It
God,
has, I mean, obviously the soundtrack is incredible,
it's one of the great soundtracks
but
ever.
that's all anybody remembers.
Well,
They don't
yeah,
remember
because
anything about the actual movie. There are defenders. They're like, movie's actually good. And I'm like, is the movie actually good or is the soundtrack good? Because the movie's not good.
I do think that visually it's quite stunning.
It can be.
Um,
Kaczynski.
well, you're a big Kaczynski defender,
I am.
so
Miami Vice. I'm kind of like, let's try it.
I don't know. What do you think of Leo pretty much confirming that he's going to do Heat 2?
I mean,
You ready?
cool. So you're gonna play De Niro?
I think so. I'm ready for it. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in. I want to see the rest of the cast. It's Michael Mann. I mean, it could be starring Nicholas Galitzin, and I'd still be like, maybe he's got something.
Maybe he's got the juice. Could you imagine Nicholas Colton playing or whatever his name
Young
is?
De Niro.
He could probably play like a young Kilmer. No, he'd play like the waiter
I
that
need to
hands him
finish
water.
reading Heat 2.
I need to finish it as well. It's on the shelf. I can see it over there.
Yeah.
Got a lot of books I need to finish. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, Blue Sky at Ryan McQuade77. You can find all my work at awardswatch.com. iTunes, Spotify, 5-star reviews. Greatly appreciated. Newsletter is the best place to get all our news, reviews, interviews, and podcasts. Just like we do the main show on Monday, so you can get all that sent to you at awardswatch.com. Recommendation of the week. I'm going Choco, buddy. There was a re-release in theaters, and I got to talk about it.
Kill William.
I, I have been waiting 20 plus years to see this, not on a ripped version online that you had to search the highest 7Cs for. I have been waiting to see this on the big screen for 20 years, and that's Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair. I was able to see it twice. I won't go again. But it sounds like it's going to go on digital, Jay, and it might go on what do you call it? Physical media.
Physical?
Too, which is really good.
Yeah, I would love to see that. I am not going to be able to make it to the theater, I don't think.
No, it's a long
and I
day.
have a 3-year-old.
I know. It's a long day. Well, take him to the film.
And I got to watch High Life.
You gotta watch Highlight. But it is it's truly extraordinary. It's kind of like, and you're gonna here comes a debate from you, I know. It's kind of like when you watch, for me at least, when you watch the extended editions of Lord of the Rings.
Results may vary.
And you're like, oh, it's like not to that extent, because it doesn't add like 9
Didn't you decide
hours.
that the third one is actually worse? The extended version of the third one is actually worse.
I do think that the third, I've always said that about it. It's like not my favorite.
But it is still the version that you watch.
I still watch it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really should watch the other one. Because it also would save me 45 minutes every time, probably.
Yeah.
But the first two I think are like tremendous extended
Second one for
editions.
me is real value add. The first one I think adds some
Nice
texture.
stuff. Yeah, I think so. But this one as a whole experience, and truly you get to see Tarantino's full vision of what the story was supposed to be. It takes out a lot of the ending of the first film in terms of setup for the next one and the opening, and it just makes it, with a 15-minute intermission, run as a smooth machine of vengeance. And Jay, I think that if you watch this, I think you would get quite emotional, more, because the whole journey now is a revenge, as it always has been, not for what Bill has done to her, but what she's lost, which is this child.
Mm-hmm.
And and this isn't a spoiler, so I'm not spoiling this for you, Jay, or anybody out there.
Seen the movie.
Yeah, you've seen the movie,
or not that movie. We're talking about the added stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, the only thing that's added is there's a new sequence, right? A new anime sequence for the sequence with Lucy Liu's character O-Red, which is actually pretty good. And then you get to see the whole Crazy 88 fight in complete color, no black and white whatsoever. So so you get to see literally the whole bloody affair. That's why it's called that. But the real, I think, added bonus to this movie, besides those additions, is to see the bride's true journey. And when she walks into that room and sees that her daughter is still alive, there is an emotional gut punch there that hits harder knowing this full journey rather than what is in volume 1's ending and at the beginning of volume 2, which it kind of cheats the audience out of this reveal. And it is a reveal in this cut.
Instantaneous.
Yeah. And so while we all know this movie inside and out, it's probably one of the more rewatchable films in our generation. My wife did look at me when we were walking out of it and go, God damn, if only I had seen this movie, this version as my first time, I think this movie would have blown my mind. And so I hope that if anyone hasn't seen it or wants to show it to somebody that they haven't seen it, I think that it would be a great experiment, because I do think that reveal would hit harder, but it hit harder for me just as watching Uma Thurman's performance, which is one of the great performances I've ever seen, Jay. And
yeah, I mean, it's amazing. I haven't watched those movies in a while. I probably won't until this comes out, but they're presuming it is, which I think it will.
Yeah.
But it's so good.
It's so good.
I mean, the last scene of Kill Bill 2, where she's talking to Bill, is one of the best things Tarantino's ever done.
Yeah. The whole
I think the first movie, and then I think the first movie is actually better than the second one.
Yeah.
In totality.
But I think,
excuse me, because it's one movie. The first volume.
First half.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
I think it also puts to bed now that this exists, it puts the whole thing to bed of it being one movie, and it is one movie.
Well, I don't know about that.
It's dead. It's done. If we did it on this show, we would not be doing 2 episodes. We would be doing 1 episode. That is correct.
You think so?
Yep.
It'd be a long episode.
It would be a long episode, but so would 2 episodes talking about things back to back to weeks when we have
I know.
1 film. And it is the 4th film in his filmography.
2 parts of a story.
Don't start this.
That are 2 films.
You know this, and now this exists, and now you can't backtrack out of your take.
I do not take anything that Quentin Tarantino says as gospel, especially not these days.
Yeah. Have you? What are your thoughts on the Paul Dano discourse?
We did this already.
Did we?
Yes, we did this already.
Okay. Well, did we?
Let's do it again.
Okay. What are your thoughts on it?
I don't know that we went as deep as we could have, but I think that's going to have to be pushed aside for Eagle-Eyed Cherry this week.
Okay. All right. Well, I will say, my wife, when we walked out of the theater, the other comment she made was, because she loves Paul Dano. She thought like Paul Dano's performance in There Will Be Blood is like, she told me this, Jay, when she found out about those comments. She said, that man went toe to toe with Daniel Day-Lewis in There Will Be Blood and beat him in some of those scenes. Like she's like, that is a all-time great performance alongside
impossible task.
It's an impossible task. And he delivered an all-time.
And he was a replacement.
Yes, he was. And
it wasn't like he was preparing for months and months and months.
No, I mean, I think like Dano's stuff in like Love and Mercy is very good as well.
Love and Mercy, Fabelmans.
I mean, what he just did in the Fabelmans is fucking incredible. That final shot of him with the camera looking at his like face and realizing that, you know, the life that he could have had is gone and that Sammy has now a chance to live the life that he couldn't of happiness is just so devastating. It's brilliant, brilliant
And also,
filmmaking.
Wildlife is quite a good
Wildlife is
film.
he should
He's not
step
in it,
behind the
obviously, but
camera,
he directed.
and it's a great film. He should direct more. It was a really good movie. Tano's one of our great guys, and
He's really talented. I mean, he's made bad movies, but
and Tarantino has no room to even talk about acting when his acting has consistently consisted of being himself and also just wanting to say the N word on camera 900 times. So I don't want to hear anything from Tarantino about anything.
yeah, he's definitely not
A thespian.
gaining a lot of goodwill these days.
No, I just think I think going back to your point, it's just go make a movie and stop talking because you just sound like an old man on a porch.
He just needs to keep himself occupied. You don't need to stop making movies. That is becoming more and more obvious.
Yeah, or just write a book or make another screenplay for somebody else to direct or write a miniseries like you said you before. Do other work other than film criticism because you're not a film critic either. And it also it really was fascinating to see him release this because one, nobody asked for it, by the way. But it was one of those that's like the whole code of things. I think back on the PTA thing of like, don't shit talk other people and their work and stuff because like, and PTA is like a friend.
I kind of disagree with that.
But. I know you kind of disagree with him. I mean, I think it was just probably because they were at a party and he was just trying to put Kaczynski in his place.
Well, really, what I think he was doing was being like, no, but Krasinski, you're no good.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
I think so. Just make your Quiet Place movies and shut up.
Yeah,
but I do think that like, if you talk like that, you're going to just be perceived like how Tarantino is perceived, which is just an asshole. And I wish he would.
No, for sure.
And you just sound bitter. And it's like, and he has constantly done this to PTA movies. Like his whole thing about
this doesn't move the needle at all on how I think.
No, but I always just find it funny now. It's like he wants to be friends and is friends with Paul Thomas Anderson. He's made comments against Boogie Nights. He's made comments against Magnolia. He's made comments against There Will Be Blood. And it's like, I think you're just jealous, bro.
Tarantino's he definitely was in the 90s.
I think he's so jealous.
Tarantino is a foolish, silly little man.
Who has no reason to be jealous. He's a fantastic director.
Bizarre taste who makes amazing movies.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what he's been for 30 years.
Exactly. So none of it was surprising. It's just like, man, all you had to do was say a positive thing about There Will Be Blood. The Paul Dano stuff, just unnecessary.
Oh, it was like 7th best movie of the century. Dano's terrible.
Would we do that? Would we do that on this show?
It makes me him just sticking his foot in his mouth just makes me question the existence of podcasts in general.
And there you go. It's that thing of like what Tina Fey was talking about with Bo and Yang on their podcast. That clip,
funny clip
of like you can't compromise, you yourself.
Can't call Emerald Fennell movies bad anymore.
Yeah, she might cast you in something or she might meet you. You might want her on the show. So there is a little bit of that.
That is a hard thing. Like
it is a hard thing. Yeah.
Let's say
but I don't think he's casting Paul Dano in his last movie, so he can say whatever he fucking wants.
Like if Linklater came on our podcast and we started talking about Boyhood, I would inevitably be like, "Oh my gosh, that scene, incredible stuff!" Like Boyhood, whoa.
Or if we did like a John M. Chu series and you had to actually say nice things about Wicked,
Oh, that would be hard.
That would be.
I think I might be sick for that episode. I don't even like the movies of his that people like. So
you don't like the Step It Up and the
In the Heights.
In the Heights. I like In the Heights. I don't like the way it looks. I don't like the way it looks.
God, it looks so bad.
Yeah, but I mean, I like the music and I like the story. So
theater rap, baby.
That's gonna do it for this episode. For Let the Sunshine In. We will be back next week to close out our Claire Denis movie series when we're going to be talking about High Life. Really excited to talk about
Weird Pattinson.
completely normal movie that has nothing weird in it whatsoever. So thank you all so much for listening, and we'll see you all next time.